Well, hello, everyone. How are you all? Hopefully, you're all doing well. Just getting a few last minute things set up here. No, I need this over here. Then turn that on. Alfno would see this dark chapter in Oda's history brought to a close. Shall we also make our way to Oda? I should imagine Bartholomew has been instructed to admit us. Why am I trying to fly there? We need to go to the Royal Promenade here now. Chamber rule. Chamber rule. There we go. Go, go, go. Flame General Bond mentioned you might be coming. Please, this way if you will.
I was having the longest dream.
"'Tis time to wake up, Your Grace. Another day begins in Thanalan, and the sun blazes bright upon the sands. Her Grace is awoken. The palace physician assures me she is none the worse for her slumber.
Well, that's good.
I believe Her Grace will soon resume her plans to place the government of Uldar into the hands of its citizens. Whatever path she chooses to take, I shall walk it with her. And we shall tread slowly, lest the nation be unsettled in our wake.
Her Grace's compassion is a shining beacon to us all. But what our city truly thrives upon is competition. 'Tis in the struggle against our rivals that opportunities are seized and fortunes made. And with the Empire on the offensive once more, now would hardly seem the time to turn our system of government upon its head.
Are you privy to new intelligence, my lord?
I would hardly call it new. Remind me, what was the name of that enormous Imperial warship which met its end in Mordona? Oh, wait, I have it. The Agrias. Yes, well, 'twould appear that the Garleans have been hard at work on another such vessel.
How close are they to completing this ship? Is it operational?
Its maiden flight was a success, I hear. I should imagine Emperor Varys is eager to see how it performs in battle. My lords and ladies, I move that it is time to repair the damage caused by Teleji Adeleji and prepare our great nation to repel the Empire once more.
"'Tis well that the Sultana has awoken. The Syndicate yet needs to put its house in order, but 'twould seem the worst of the confusion has passed. Uldar has taken control of its future, and I must do the same. I have decided to disband the Crystal Braves.
Well, that's probably the brightest decision you've had in a while.
Among the recruits, there were those who supported our Order's goals and convictions with all sincerity. 'Tis my hope that these loyal men and women will choose to remain our allies in the battles to come. As for those who sided with the traitor, Ishgard, they shall be hunted down and held to account for their crimes. It is my earnest hope that they will surrender themselves peaceably when the time comes, though I think it unlikely.
I have to agree with that sentiment.
Ah, my all-conquering Crystal Braves. The model army meant to pave the way for a single unified Grand Company of Eorzea. That so high an ideal should be brought so low. I need not tell you how deeply the betrayal stung me. Yet I see now that it was mine own naivety and pride which allowed the Braves to fall prey to corruption. As ever, it is to your own shining example that I turn for inspiration. Like you, I mean to stand firm in the face of hardship and give mine all for the cause.
Glad you think that way.
Let us resume the search for our missing comrades, that we might come together to shine the light of dawn across the realm once more. The role of Crystal Brave Commander suited me ill, and I shall play it no longer. Henceforth, I shall be no more or less than Alphino, proud member of the Scions.
There he is. I blush to think thus of mine inner turmoil. But the fact remains there is no woman alive in whom I'd rather confide. Were it not for your shining example, I might never have emerged from beneath the pall of my despair. Oh, goddammit, why am I doing this as my archer? Where's Samurai? There we go. Samurai, go! Alphino would know how things stand at the Rising Stones. Still no word from Master Garland. I hope this mana cutter of theirs is nearing completion. I'm assured that her grace will make a full recovery. I and Ulda too shall flourish once more. General Bond and his colleagues have matters well in hand, I believe. Lady Ugiri, a question if I may. I believe your people have been keeping a close watch on the Crystal Braves. Might you know how things stand at the Rising Stones? Ah, yes, of course. You'll be pleased to know that the 3rd Unit Braves abandoned Revenant's Toll when they learned of Captain Ilberd's defeat. The only blue uniforms to be seen there now are those worn by soldiers loyal to you, Master Alphino. To me, I see. I'm grateful to hear that at least some of our members were true to their oaths. Ere we return to Ishgard, I must go to the Rising Stones and thank these stalwarts for their service. It shall be my final act as Crystal Brave Commander. Will you join me, Illusion? You were there at the company's inception. 'Tis only fitting that you be present at its end. And I would appreciate the support. Okay. And Rising Stones, that's more donuts. 2 more donuts. All hail the donut. Where am I going? I don't know where I'm going. Well, here's where I need to go. Commander, you're alive. An illusion too, I knew you'd scrape through. My splendid Crystal Braves, I have wronged you, all of you. My promise of glory and salvation have brought you naught but blood and betrayal. Ah, well, you'll not hear us complain. It was a sight messier than expected, aye, but we was still fighting for the freedom of all, just like we swore. Ain't that right, mates? You humble me. I'm truly blessed to have such steadfast comrades. It was with the most profound regret, then, that I must... That's enough of that, Commander. We know what you've mind to say, and we ain't having none of it. We've talked it over, see, and we're all agreed. We can take our uniforms and strip us of our ranks, but we won't be no less of a company. But the Crystal Braves... The Crystal Braves may be finished, but the ideals upon which the company was founded live on. They bind us to each other, and to you. Commander, I often know our minds are made up, so you may as well get used to it. Let us help the science. Let us help you find Menphilia and the others. Basically, like, we don't care whether you give up command or not. We're still going to do what you ask. We're still going to follow you. And you can piss off if you think otherwise. My friends, after all that has happened, I know not what to say. Pray excuse me, I had thought my tears spent. My grandfather used to say that one could measure a man by the constancy of his comrades. I am the exception which proves the rule. Nay, do not protest. I know I am not worthy of the loyalty. But, as Saliak is my witness, I shall do everything in my power to earn it. Has matters to attend to at the Rising Stones. I must speak of future plans with the remaining Braves. Any information we uncover on the missing Scions we will need to be shared with our allies across the realm, specifically Uranger and the Waking Saints and Tataru and Ishgard. While we're organizing our various channels of communication, I would ask that you call upon Master Garland at the manufactory. I will join you in Ishgard as soon as I am able. Let's see. Oh, that's good. So, originally, Stalker 2, which was a rather interesting open world story game. And each letter actually stands for something, it's an acronym. But basically, Chernobyl went a little weirder than what it did in reality and caused a bunch of distortions and mutations and such. And it's kind of like a Fallout knockoff. How in the seven's hells do you do it? I was just about to send for you. We have but this moment compelled the Mancutter's first successful test flight. A few minor adjustments and she'll be ready to go. While we see to the finishing touches, you might want to pay a visit to Fort Tom's Manor. A dream by the name of Stinian was looking for you. But here, like 20 years, it's now nearly 20 years later, and probably will be 20 years later by the time that they actually get the game out, the sequel to it out. They announced with the sequel that they're going to be introducing NFTs as part of the game. And apparently they just went back on that and said, no, we've decided against that. And it's like, well, yeah, that's probably the brightest thought you've had. I did this the long way. Okay, you'll have that. Let me in. You have fulfilled your obligations to Oldens then. Mr. Stararu has been keeping me apprised of the situation. Once I learned that these mana cutters and master garlands were nearing completion, I saw no reason to tarry in the mists. For the present, Nidhogg seems content to remain in the area, plotting his revenge. Might not this be an apt moment to unfold our plans to Sir Imeric? I think we might have kept him in the dark long enough. God damn it! Why am I playing Messenger? Quit making me play Messenger. I'm a goddamn warrior of light. Let me just go fight shit. It's like, no, I don't necessarily slice things always. I don't necessarily shoot things always. Sir Imeric has been eager to speak with you. Pray, proceed.
All stands ready, Lord Commander.
The moment has come then.
Pray excuse my lateness. I paid a brief visit to the workshop to inquire about the mana cutters. The engineers assure me that they're ready.
The area is now but a short flight away. Yet what a long and winding path we took to reach this point. Were it not for Master Alphino's proposal, we never would have attempted to parley with the dragons. Though our negotiations yielded little, our expedition with Lady Isar taught us much.
You took an unimaginable risk. I could scarce believe the tale Estinian told.
Aye. 'Tis true that many of our countrymen would sooner die than join hands with the heretic's mistress. But 'twas through that most unlikely of alliances that we came to speak with Hraesvelgr.
A conversation that went rather poorly, as I recall.
Well, I mean, for good
In
reason.
this instance, the journey was more important than the destination. Had we not slain Nidhogg's consort, Tiaman, and put the Great Worm on his guard, the Dravanians would have arrived at Ishgard's walls long ago.
Aye, that they would. Full grateful am I for every hour of respite your actions have afforded us. Thanks to you, our defenses are much improved. 'Tis but a pity they won't be enough.
Thus, you believe an assault upon the area represents the city's best chance of survival. Is that not so, Estinian?
I am under no illusions. Nidhogg's might is legendary. But with his eye in my possession, I can stifle his strength at the source. Victory will be hard won, even so. And I shall be glad indeed to have the Warrior of Light at my side.
You shall have my blade as well. There are more of these mana cutters to be had, yes?
Lord Commander, no!
How can I, a proud knight of Ishgard, stand by and do naught while an outsider risks life and limb for our homeland? I swore an oath to protect this city.
Pray leave the slaying of dragons to dragoons, Sir Knight. Your duty to command the city's defense is no less vital. Should we fail, and Nidhogg slip through our grasp, who then will hold the walls against him? Will you leave Ishgard in the hands of the Holy Sea's zealots?
There are others.
Who but you has the authority and the standing to orchestrate a city-wide defense? I do not, and neither does the Warrior of Light. That is why it is our place to fight, and yours to remain here, Lord Commander. What? You too, Master Alphino? By the Fury! You have shown some promise, but this adversary is far beyond your skills.
It's not for you to decide.
Your candor is appreciated, Sir Dragoon. I shall remain then and cheer you from afar.
Well, my friend, it would seem I have discouraged the last of the volunteers, and claimed the task as ours alone. But if any alive can best this worm, 'tis surely we too.
I have pricked Master Alphina's pride, I fear, but had I been less forceful, the boy would have insisted on accompanying us to the Eyrie. Do not think me blind to his talent. With a few more campaigns under his belt, I have no doubt that Alphina will make a fine field commander. But one does not practice on an adversary such as Nidhogg. We shall be hard-pressed enough without the added worry of carrying a novice. Set forth for the Eyrie. We have tarried long enough. Let us call upon Master Garland and take possession of the Mana Cutters. Old friend, the cutters are ready when you are. The finer adjustments cost us a few sleepless nights, but we got there in the end. Which means you can go get where you need to go. I tell you, these little beauties will tear through that wind barrier like a cermet drill through cottage cheese. And that, my friends, is a Garland Ironworks guarantee. You have our things. Come, warrior of light. The dread worm awaits. Okay, so we gotta use the duty finder and go into the Eyrie. That's cheap. Ah, how sad, no items. Just need one. Well, I completely bungled typing planet there. Planet? Yeah, it ain't even close. I mean, it is, but not really close enough. There we go. Fishing is Fishing has gone way up just because of what's it called? Um, the Endeavor expeditions. Keeping this list of games up to date is a pain. But it's what needs to happen from time to time. Well, basically anytime I get new games. Otherwise, if you let it get out of hand, it's like the list just gets so goddamn long. Like ridiculously long. I mean, granted, my list of stuff I've got's long to begin with. Wait, what's my lowest level thing? Blue Mage currently is lowest level. Where's Blue? Although, if you guys ever get a chance, go on Netflix and watch the anime Tresse. It is an amazing little anime. It's short. It's only about 6 episodes long, so it doesn't take long to watch through it. But it's just so good. Had a lot of these, like Blood the Last Vampire vibes to it. Like original Blood the Last Vampire. Similar art style even to it. I might as well do something while I'm waiting for the queue. Well, I'm not going to get to finish it. No blood, no bone, no ash. I don't know, that just makes me want to play my Pyromancer on Outlanders. Every time that saying goes through my head of no bone, or no blood, no bone, no ash, it's like, okay, I need to go play my Pyromancer over there. Some of these had chests, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to remember this fight. There we go. Neither one of those pieces that I can use. Well, that sucks. Whee! I forgot that's what he does. And then yeah, you're supposed to kill the mustard gas after. That's right, that's right, that's right. Getting a lot of casting stuff this run. Probably wrong to me because I didn't really pay much attention to where the clouds were half the time. Someone in chat was like, you don't take the cloud, let the bomb units just That would require me to pay attention. Which I was not. I will admit that. Oh yeah, you really can't just rush through this area because you gotta wait on shit to happen. Sorry about that. Streamlabs decided that nope, I didn't want to work any longer, and so it crashed. But we should be back up here. I don't know why Streamlabs crashed, only that it did. I remember these guys being a lot tougher than this. I was looking over and I was just like, wait a minute, Streamlabs, there's no video there. It's like, oh, it crashing. Wrong tag. Wrong button. Oh no, I've been trapped. Let me out. Free me. Free me. Damn it. I used that at just the wrong damn time. There we go. Let's see. Throw that out there. Greed on that. Greed on that. Need on that. Didn't get it.
No worm! This ends here!
Well, that's what you say. His armor's changed color.
You gifted my people 1,000 years of suffering. Now I gift you an eternity in darkness.
They are ours, Lord Eldrath. The eyes of Nidhogg.
Mm-hmm.
Aye. The worm lies broken and my father is avenged. With the wellspring of his vitality thus denied him, Nidhogg shall not linger long in this world. But behold the terrible price we have paid. My sire is dead. So many brother knights slain. We traded our honor for the strength which now courses in our veins. And still we are forced to make such sacrifice.
But not in vain, my lord. Hraesvelgr is the only great worm left in Dravania, and he dares not leave his lair. With Nidhogg's eyes in your possession, who now can challenge the might of Ishgard, ascend the throne, and take your rightful place as the ruler of our people?
Nay, my friend. I must forsake the mantle of king. Though Nidhogg be defeated, his wormling horde yet darkens the skies with wings beyond counting. As one who partook of Ratatoska's strength, it shall be my penance to bear a knight's arms until death grants me leave to retire. When that day comes, no prince shall perish, but a hell's-bound hunter of dragons.
But Lord Haldreth, what then shall become of the royal line?
Think of your people, my lord. Without a king, who will the common man turn to in his hour of need? How will he find his way without your benevolent hand to guide him?
I thank you, Sir Flavian and Sir Silvertrill, for dispelling my remaining doubts. With men of such wisdom and compassion in service to the realm, it is plain that Ishgard has no need of a king. But if you must bow to the demands of tradition, you need look no further than yourselves for one worthy to wear the crown. Fare thee well, my brother knights, my loyal friends. On these shoulders shall I bear the weight of my father's sins. With this lance shall I repay the debt accrued through our misdeeds.
What cruel jest has fate played upon us? Have we seized this desperate victory only to lose a king?
We can but act as our lord has bid. We few who remain must divide between us the rulership of Ishgard and her people.
Not I. My oath was to Lord Haldrath, and he alone. If he is not to be king, then I would hang up my shield as well.
Will you abandon us too, sir?
I would wash my hands of blood and betrayal and take up an honest trade. Mayhap I shall serve ale instead of sharpened steel.
We four, then.
Forton, Hylanat, Dirander, and Zemail. But 4 houses to rule all of Ishgard.
And what of the throne?
We keep it empty. Until the day a king rises once more, we must assume the role of stewards. We shall shape our nation anew with a history of our own making, and let the truth of this dark day die here, upon the battlefield.
What ails you, friend? Are you wounded?
No, just seeing a vision.
You have borne witness to history. To the culmination of the first battle with Nidhogg. The legend of Ishgard's founding tells that our ancestors were led to the land of Kurthus by the valiant King Thordan. In the midst of their journey, they came to a wide chasm, where they were set upon by a great worm, Nidhogg. A furious battle then ensued, with Thordan leading the van. Though the brave king was slain defending his people, his son, Haldrath, the first Azure Dragoon, fought on undaunted. And with a mighty thrust of his lance, he gouged out Nidhogg's eye, forcing the wicked creature into retreat. Thus, did this eldritch orb become a sacred treasure of Ishgard, lending its power to every knight deemed worthy to bear the title of Azure Dragoon. A rousing tale, is it not? Would that I could still believe it. But your vision, which we must accept as immutable truth, leaves no room for doubt, save on one point. If Haldrath took both of Nidhogg's eyes, then how came this eye to be lodged in the worm's skull?
Good question.
Beneath every answer we unearth, another question lies buried. 'Twas a fierce battle, but one I knew we would win. Your fame is well deserved, Warrior of Light. Full proud am I to have fought at your side. I would fain return with all swiftness to Ishgard to inform the Lord Commander of our triumph. But we must first have words with Hraesvelgr. There are parts of this tale that the worm has kept from us, and I would know wherefore.
Though Nidhogg has fallen, my heart is yet heavy, and this stain of corruption pleases me not. When all has been put to rest, I must needs forgo my armor anew. Switching back to the sword because I'm gonna sell that one. Nidhogg, Asinian would know the origin of Nidhogg's mysterious eye. With Nidhogg fallen, none save Rosvgar remains to answer our questions. Let us trouble the worm again. And if Iceheart yet lingers at Zenith, all the better. I would have her hear the truth from the dragon's maw. Well, correctly, there's a flight thing around here somewhere. As I thought there was. I guess I may be mistaken. Or I already grabbed it. That is also a fair possibility. Well, that's something else I watched here recently. I watched, it was called Sound and Fury. It was a little, like, animated movie on Netflix. It was supposed to be, like, this anime meets music story, and it was just like, it had some elements that kind of blended together, but it wasn't in a linear storytelling fashion, which was disappointing. But not only that, but the music didn't really fit with what was going on, and it was just lofty goals, but poor execution. I mean, parts of the music fit certain parts of it, but for the most part, no. And some of it was just like, how does that fit in with the original narrative you started? I mean, it wasn't long. It was only like 40 minutes, an hour. So it's just like, finish it just to try and see if at any point it actually redeemed itself. Because, I mean, I wanted to give it as much of a chance as I could potentially give it. I mean, granted, ultimately it was probably more of a chance of what probably actually deserved, but hey, for every great thing you're going to find to watch on Netflix or Hulu or whatever it is, you're going to find a bunch of crap. But even then, it's maybe crap to you, but it may not necessarily be crap to someone else. So, I mean, don't necessarily entirely take my opinion on something. I mean, give it a watch. See if you like it. If you don't, you don't. If you do, you do. "'Twas you, was it not? The furious screams of the dragons carried far. You have slain Nidhogg. What more could you desire from this place? Will you not allow Rosregard to mourn the death of his kin in peace? Spare us your sanctimonious judgment, Ice Maiden. We have a gift for the Great Worm and a mystery that can no longer lie buried. Lady Iceheart, the Dragonstone War has all but consumed your life and claimed many of your followers. 'Tis time you learned the truth of its beginning, the whole truth, that we may at last bring this bitter conflict to an end. Sound the horn, warrior of light." That is not the sound of a horn that I would expect to summon a dragon.
You mean the moment I prized your eye from his head?
Makes sense, because it's the right color, too. Shit. Come on, load, load.
It was yours. Your strength that sustained Nidhogg all these years.
Yep.
Would that Haldreth had dealt the worm a killing blow.
Kom an I fåren kin lun ich morgen. Nå skal stra av an Ulstjas anan.
And so you acquiesced. You surrendered your eye to Nidhogg, knowing full well the suffering he would inflict.
This one som an kin in ela. Ekmon ratan in Esklos miseg a. Liz esk an gaan. Einfall, kolum an, tonlos in Eskla. Kas echi shiso, sekmon ina an, srei snowfall in sith I an.
Okay. Stinian is frustrated by yet another mystery. Though he lifted not a single claw, it would seem that Rosvagar wreaked his own manner of vengeance against us.
'Twas my life's goal to slay Nidhogg, but I find there is little joy to be had in its accomplishment.
But you have rid the world of a hate-filled creature, and ended a bloody war in so doing.
I lost my family to Nidhogg's flames, and 'twas with fury in my heart that I took up the lance. Every blow I struck in the name of vengeance. We were not so different, he and I.
Nope, you really weren't.
I will not judge you for your deeds. I have not the right. Too many innocents have perished in the name of my greater good.
Yet even with all that has passed, the tale is incomplete. We are short a great worm's eye. Of the pair which Haldreth took from Nidhogg, only one is known to us, the one I bear. What then became of the other? Why did Nidhogg, who had taken such pains to prolong the Dragonsong War, suddenly decide to hurl his entire army against the walls of Ishgard? Lord Commander. Aye. The deed is done. Nidhogg is slain. What? In the city? A battle with whom? At once, Lord Commander. Hold firm till our return.
Well, something definitely happened.
Fighting has broken out in the city. Lord Emmerich was sparse with the particulars, but it seems some commoners threw open the gates to a force of heretics.
I gave no order to attack.
Are we to mark the end of the Dragonsong War by spilling the blood of our own? Mayhap Hraesvelgr was right about us.
Yeah, he probably was.
Let us away, Warrior of Light. The people must be saved from themselves.
Wait! I would join you! There has been enough violence. I will appeal to my people in the city and make them see reason.
Come then, Lady Iceheart. Let us write the final chapter in this damnable war.
A small army of heretics has invaded the city, Your Eminence. But there is no cause for concern. A sizable contingent of our soldiers is already in place to repel the Dravanian assault, and the intruders will soon find themselves outnumbered and outmatched.
Our plans proceed apace, then?
Yes, Your Eminence. This unrest shall serve to feed the people's fear of the heretics and the dragons both.
And lend renewed fervor to their prayers for deliverance. Very good. Grant our guests what time they need to sow a measure of chaos, then order the Temple Knights to crush them.
Your will be done.
The moment is at hand. Excellent. All shall soon be in alignment. It is time for the Bringer of Light to die.
Is that so, you say? We'll just have to see about that now, won't we? Oh, come on, come on, come on. Load, damn you, load! It'll load eventually, I'm sure. Here, there told me to piss off here in a few moments. There it goes. It's like, yeah, come on. At some point you gotta realize that I'm still here and you need to go to switch video.
Comrades, sheathe your swords. There is no need for further bloodshed.
Well, that'd be the hope, but...
My lady!
She has come.
Hear me, brothers and sisters. The war is ended. Nidhogg is no more! Aye, it is so! This adventurer and the Azure Dragoon laid the great worm low! The endless cycle of violence between man and dragon was born of our forefathers' treachery.
Stupid headset.
You have followed me, bled with me, to bring this truth to light that we might all know peace. But Nidhogg is dead. Nidhogg is dead, my friends! He who bore such hatred towards Ishgard is dead! Let his hatred die with him, I say! Let us sheathe our swords and go in peace!
Have we lost?
I wouldn't say you've lost.
No, my friend. Far from it. At long last, the peace for which we have so desperately fought is within our grasp. And I, for one, would not forsake it.
Just change the objective
Peace?
maybe a little bit. That guy's just like, God damn it, I was willing to cut someone. I gotta go home and deal with kids that don't love me and...
Seize the witch! Let none escape!
Honestly, guy back there should just swing the spear over and just knock this guy in the head. It's like, she just kept us from getting in a fight. What the hell are you talking about?
Providing aid and succor to the wounded should be our first concern. If the heretics mean to observe the peace, then it would be folly not to do the same.
I mean, he's got a point. The heretics are leaving, see to the wounded, make sure people are good. You're in a cold climate, make sure that people are going to have shelter and warmth. I mean, hell, it's snowing. Anyone that's not going to be warm, safe, and healthy right now, you should be tending to them, not worrying about going and seizing the witch. That was rather too close for comfort, but it would seem that calm is returning to the streets. My mind, however, yet clamors with 1,000 questions. You return to Ishgard in the oddest of company, my friend. Orthodox mayhem. And Well, I really wouldn't call that mayhem nor, well, orthodox. Lord Hutchmarnt has more than a few questions to ask. That my friend was rather too close for comfort, prays alone that things did not end in bloodshed. I confess I was more than a little dismayed to see you in the company of Lady Iceheart, whatever is going on. Beg pardon, you traveled to the Turning Mist together, along with the Stinian? Never was there a more unlikely alliance, nor one so magnificently effective. Nidhogg dead, the heretics pacified, Father and Sir Emeric must know of this. Let us break the news to them together. I will bring Sir Emeric to Four Toms Manor. Yes, an excellent suggestion. Very well, and I shall await you there. That is a rather interesting looking fountain, though. Rather interesting design. I really actually like it.
Praise Halone, you are safe.
My safety was never in doubt, Father. For I had the Azure Dragoon and the Warrior of Light by my side. We bring the most wonderful tidings.
The infamous Lady Iceheart, here in Ishgard? This is most unexpected.
She has done much to quell the violence. The Inquisition may not approve, but we are glad of her presence.
And with the Great Worm's demise, even our nation's more reactionary elements will have scant grounds to press for her immediate impeachment.
My thoughts exactly.
What of the truth revealed to us by Hraesvelga? That the origins of the Dragonsong War, a core tenet of Ishgardian faith, are quite unlike those depicted in the scriptures.
That men and dragons once lived together in harmony, and that it was man's treachery which shattered the peace and plunged our peoples into war.
I mean, he's got a point, but that's not going to be such an easy thing to fix.
The same scripture also describes the origins of the High Houses. Were it exposed as false, the legitimacy of our rule would be called into question. If both Highborn and Lowborn can trace their ancestry to Thordan and his Knights 12.
But a single sip of dragon's blood is required to confirm their lineage.
If the Holy See knew of this and chose to remain silent, their crimes are grievous indeed. Regardless, this state of affairs cannot be allowed to continue.
Sir Emmerich, you cannot mean to raise this matter with the Archbishop.
Yes, he does.
Pray consider what you are proposing. If the Holy See chose to conceal the truth for centuries, what reason would they have to reveal it now?
At best, you will be branded a heretic and clapped in irons.
Alphen has probably got
the
the right of it.
Archbishop will have shown his true colors. My friends, this war will never truly be at an end until the truth is made known.
And that is very true as well.
You must see what lies on the horizon if it is not. When ruled by fear of a common enemy, we were united. But now
Okay.
we have none. During the war,
Thank
the
you for the lurk,
highborn
Ellie.
needed men to lead, and the lowborn men to follow. Not anymore. 'Tis but a matter of time
Hopefully you get some
before
sleep.
the old order is called into question. Lady Iceheart will share the truth with her followers, and the Holy See will be powerless to stop its spread. The disenfranchised will rise up united, and blood will flow in the streets once more. A divided Ishgard will not survive.
Tread carefully, Lord Commander.
My lady, is it wise to let him go? I sympathize with the Lord Commander's desire for reform, but to approach the Archbishop in this manner bespeaks an idealism to which I did not think Sir Emmerich prone.
Though he comports himself as a realist, he has long dreamt of reform. 'Twas that idealism which first drew me to him, that which made me swear an oath to serve. We must not think of ways to hinder his cause, but rather ways to aid it, even should the Holy See cry heresy.
You cannot mean...
If the Lord Commander does not return from the vault at the appointed hour, I mean to go and fetch him.
Have care, my lady. Your words border on treason. Should they reach the wrong ears, you will be declared an enemy of Ishgard.
Yeah.
That is a risk I am willing to take. Lest you forget, my lord, I am not born of this land. My loyalty is to the Lord Commander alone. But I speak only of what may come to pass. If the rumors regarding his heritage are to be believed, we have naught to fear.
Lies and slander.
Forgive me, what rumors are these?
That Sir Emmerich is the Archbishop's bastard son. Senior clergy are not permitted to marry and sire children. But even the holiest among us are not immune to temptation.
I labour to believe it. Sir Emmerich is truly the Archbishop's son.
He has never been publicly acknowledged as such, but the rumors have plagued him since childhood.
That he rose to his current position, despite being despised as a bastard and accused of profiting from his father's influence, bespeaks the quality of his character. It is my hope that on this occasion, the burden of his birth will work in his favor. Should our worst fears be realized, the Archbishop will not be so quick to execute his own flesh and blood, affording us time to mount a rescue.
Bastard or trueborn, he is our nation's best hope. If the Holy See dares to threaten him, I shall lead the charge against the Vault myself.
Hear, hear! The future of Ishgard rests on Sir Amaric's shoulders. I too will do mine utmost to aid his cause.
Orshafon, be reasonable.
A knight lives to serve, Father. To aid those in need. The people need Sir Emeric more than ever, and we may be his only hope.
Yeah, you might be.
There is no greater calling for a knight than to save the life of his fellow man. I swear to you, on the sigil of our house, that I shall do this and make you proud.
Even you? Romantic, reckless fools, the lot of you.
Well,
so
yeah.
Be it. Make your preparations.
I thank you all for your support.
Sit back up. Though your assistance is most welcome, I fear it will not be enough. Few as we are, we will struggle to reach the Lord Commander. If we are to succeed, we must need recruit others to our cause. Adversity acquaints a man with strange bedfellows, as Ethno knows only too well. But how are we to carry out this bold endeavor, even with an army of knights at our backs? A direct assault on the vault seems unlikely to succeed. You are correct, Master Alphino. Not even the assembled might of House Fort Thompson, the Temple Knights, would be sufficient. With the support of another party, however, we may yet stand a chance. You speak of one of the other high houses. Precisely the opposite. I speak of the revolutionaries rumored to reside in the Broom. 'Twas these disgruntled Ishgardians who opened the gates of our city to the heretics, I believe. But of course, if their hatred of the Holy See drove them to such deeds, they might well be persuaded to assist in Sir Imeric's rescue, knowing the truth he would lay bare. Such is my hope, Master Alphino, and I would have you and the Warrior of Light reach out to them. As a Temple Knight and sworn servant of the Holy See, any overtures I make are doomed to fail. But as outsiders, the two of you may receive a warmer welcome. Very well, we shall seek out the leader of these revolutionaries and make our case. My thanks. Justinian, will your brothers heed your command if you order them to stand aside? The dragoons have no love for politics, my lady. They will gladly watch and wait while the highborn fight amongst themselves. How very wise. We should hurry to the Forgotten Knight. Tataru may have knowledge of the revolutionaries. And this is where the story really starts getting interesting. Oh, I'm grabbing something to drink here real quick. Okay, to the Forgotten Knight we go. Alpha, no gods, I've been worried sick. It's good to see you. And you, Tataru, how did you manage to escape the chaos on the streets? Gabrellant and the others barricaded the doors until the heretics left. No one was harmed. Thankfully, but what about you two? What came of your journey? Not serious. What was Sir Americ thinking? I mean, the way you two talk about him, I believed anyway. I've heard rumors of the people you're looking for, but I doubt they'll be of much use. The only thing I can say with any certainty is that they're led by someone called the Mongrel. A queer moniker if ever I've heard one, but mayhap it will make the individual in question easier to find. Come, let us all make inquiries below. Mongrel? Not sure I catch your meaning. To Blue Blood, we're all of us dogs down here. What's that? Speak up. I can't hear as well as I used to. I don't know a goddamn thing with Mongrel, but if I did, you can be sure I wouldn't tell you. Not a single shred of information, just as I expected. These revolutionaries would not have evaded capture for so long without the masses' complicity. Still, it is good to know that Tataru's ears are as sharp as ever. Not one to be easily deterred. Frustrating though it may be, we must press on. While I continue speaking with the people of the Broom, why not go and see if Cabral knows aught of value? As proprietor of the Forgotten Knight, surely he must have heard whispers of the Mongrel before. We only hope that he will be more forthcoming than the others. So now I gotta figure out how to get back upstairs. The quickest way to get back upstairs, I should say. Actually, that may be right best one right over there. You know people long for a sympathetic ear, but they need to know that it comes with tight lips. Discretion, that's what my customers expect. If they don't get, then I don't get them. That being said, I'm not without my sympathies. I've heard the tales, and I know you've done right by highborn and lowborn alike. Least I can do is point you in the right direction, but to do that, I'll need you to do something for me. So happens there's a hunter up in the Crozier who owes me a fair bit of coin. However, I've agreed to accept payment in fresh herbs. Go and get them for me. Agreed? No, this is the one I wanted. So you're Gabriel's errand girl. Good, good. How's he doing? Same as always, right? Right? Any road. I hope he appreciates how much trouble I had to go through on account of his bloody herbs. Tell him to enjoy them while they last, because I doubt I'll be able to find any more next year. Back to the Forgotten Night. Sniff, sniff. Well, you're going to hand them over or not? This ought to do it with a few other spices. I can make it just like she used to. There are a few things which stir the hearts of men like a sip of mulled wine. Share a glass with the right people, and who knows what stories they'll share. Now thinking on it, there's a woman I know who's rather fond of this blend. Berthia is her name, and she resides in the Pillars. She's a maidservant to some noble house or another, I forget. Anyway, be ashamed she didn't get to try this wine. Why not give her a bottle? She is old enough to drink, right? We're not giving this alcohol to someone underage. Yes, I'm gonna beg your pardon, but do I know you, miss? Twice mulled wine. I know the smell. This is the wine that girl used to prepare. Our special recipe. It must be decades since they last tasted this. Oh, the poor dear. Such a shame that she was taken in by that baron. He cut a dashing figure, I'll grant you that. Tall, slender, long of year, but those dazzling ruby eyes of his were filled with lust. 'Twas not more than infatuation what she felt, but she convinced herself it was love, and he couldn't help but take advantage. But when her belly started to grow, God's a scandal. I mean, 'tis not an uncommon occurrence, but that it was a Hjor made it so much, well, I need tell you. After he returned to the broom, we drifted apart. I only learned of her death years later by chance. Was she talking about Imeric or someone else? So, the amorous nobleman beds his maidservant and casts her aside when the seed takes root. Not the most original tale, is it? Cold comfort for the women and children who live it, though. Gibberlin's face is a mask, but beneath it you sense something old and bitter. Even the penitent can appreciate wine from time to time. Take Geraldo, for example. Surely you've heard of him, no? He's a monk who offers succor to the poorest of the poor in the broom. A man of many vows, but none which prohibit spirituous beverages. Aye, if ever there was a man who deserved a drink, it'd be him. So now I gotta go again, deliver this drink to someone. Hello's blessing be upon you, miss. A gift for me? The scent, how reminiscent of a wine once made by a dear old friend. May her soul rest in peace. Forsaken by her family, she toiled tirelessly to feed and clothe her child. Yet somehow she found time to help me tend to those in even worse circumstances. So compassionate she was, so full of love for her fellow man. 'Twas that love which gave her child strength to endure the scorn of the other younglings. That little girl, bless her heart, she couldn't help what she was. Eventually she won them over, but those first few years were trying, even more so when she had to start fending for herself. I remember days when she spent standing on the walls, raven black hair flowing in the wind, staring out as if searching for her mother's face in the mists. So basically he's sending us out gathering stories that's telling us what the mongrel looks like. Thus, in a way, not breaking his I don't know what you would call it. The words escape me at the moment. She was a remarkable woman. After everything she was forced to endure, she still remained hopeful for the future, for her daughter's future. Some bonds are thicker than blood, but blood still defines us and divides us in the end. It's the legacy of our parents, and we can't escape it, no matter how hard we try. So the mongrel and her pups chose to embrace theirs, to claim it to all and sundry. If you can understand that, then maybe you can find her on your own. Still looking for your mongrel? Like I said before, take your pick. Plenty around if you know where to look. Or did you fancy someone specific? Oh, someone's got unusual taste. Afraid I can't help you, though. Won't, rather. It's a bloody obvious you ain't of the broom. Did you think I'd just tell you because you asked nicely? Well, I mean, it would help. I mean, I'm trying to help out here. I mean, I know it doesn't look like it because I'm dressed all fancy and... But I'm very much trying to help. Have you made any progress? Not really. So our mongrel was born of an Elizan nobleman and Huron maidservant. Granted, it's no location, but it is far more information than we had before. Yes, now that her striking features are known to us, maybe we need only remain vigilant. Alphino is considering how best to proceed with the hunt for the mongrel. There must be a way we can draw the mongrel out into the open. Mayhap we should discuss this with Tataru. Speaking of which, where is Tataru? She, oh, confound it. She just went below to make inquiries on her own, didn't she? We must find her quickly. I have a premonition this is not going to end well. Nope, probably not. Probably not at all. Since we're around here somewhere, I take it you've had no luck either? I'm sorry, I forget I said anything. Wait, what down there? Isn't that Tataru? Those men are chasing her. Quickly, Illusion, after them.
Where do you think you're going, Missy?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend.
What's going on here? What's it to you, boy? Piss off.
Hold on. I've seen them around. They're in and out of House 4 Tom's Manor all the time.
Oh, I see. Skulking about at your highborn master's bidding, eh? Bloodhounds hoping to catch a whiff of heresy, is that it?
You are quite mistaken, I assure you. We came here to help. And if you know what's good for you, you will let us pass.
Haha! Listen to the pups yapping. Come here, boy. I'll give you cause to yelp.
Enough! Leave threatening women and children to our betters. We don't have the knack.
Hilda!
She's awesome. I like her. Oh, then again, I skipped a
Lay
lot
a
of cutscenes back in the
finger
day.
on the blue blood's pups, and you're like to lose the hand. And often I get called on by glorious heroes like yourself. So tell me, what have I done to deserve you?
Before you start, let's go somewhere a bit more private. The Forgotten Knight, say?
So, while you're on your way to kill Nidhogg, you stumbled on some dirty secrets that the Holy See has been hiding for centuries.
Yeah, sounds about the right of it.
What are they on about?
The high houses. And what makes a nobleman so bleeding noble? They trace their blood back to King Thordan and his Knights 12, the founders of Ishgard. But our friends here reckon we're all descended from the heroes of Eld. Highborn and lowborn alike. And so Sir Emmerich, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, has gone to ask the Archbishop if he wouldn't mind letting everyone know.
Is he simple? The old bastard will have him executed for heresy.
Well, seems to me that's what the good sir wants. Seems he thinks a noble sacrifice will serve to prove his claims.
We cannot stand idly by and allow Sir Emmerich to do this. Ishgard has need of him.
Quite a bit. They really do kind of
Look,
need
you've
him.
a good heart, I can see that. Willing to risk your neck for someone else even when his troubles ain't yours. But what's this got to do with me?
If Sir Emmerich is imprisoned in the vault, We will need all the help we can muster to breach their defenses and rescue him.
What in the hells?
Ah, the unmistakable scent of heresy. And what do we have here? The honored guests of House Fortom consorting with the Queen of Rats. Ooh, plotting insurrection, I shouldn't wonder. That won't do. Sickness is wont to fester and spread. It must be burnt out ere the infection takes hold.
I reckon Sir'd be happy to wield the irons himself. Well, so happens I've got irons of my own.
Such simple creatures, rats, certain to attack when cornered. Let us step outside, milady. In here, your toys could hurt someone.
Right there!
You disgust me.
All these puddles all over the place. It's like, really? Come on. Someone will have to drop off at some point.
Bear witness! Helone, guide my sword!
Filthy rats!
Come on. God damn it. It's just like, I just couldn't do anything.
There's no denying your gifts. A well-deserved reputation indeed.
Enough!
Well, that's some backflip.
Lucky bastard.
Nay, 'tis we who are lucky. Had we fought on, 'twas but a matter of time before our conflict claimed the life of an innocent bystander.
I thought the Heaven's Ward might come here as well.
They came to the Temple Knights' headquarters.
Aye. Sir Grinno announced that the Lord Commander had been imprisoned under suspicion of heresy, and that the Heaven's Ward had been granted full authority in his stead.
Then the Heaven's Ward now commands the Temple Knights.
Those still loyal to Sir Emmerich answer to me. Alas, that amounts to but half our number.
Well, I mean, it's still something.
The other half, who opposed his promotion to Lord Commander, have gathered at the vault as ordered.
Bolstering the guard already, eh? If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were expected.
I take it you're in charge around here?
Hilda. And yes, the young master was just persuading me to join his lost cause. Convincing little beggar, isn't he?
He does beg an awful lot.
Aye. Your passion moved me. A bit. That, and the fact that we're sick of living off the leavings of our betters. If you've a mind to change things around here, then we've a mind to join you.
Let me guess, you're wondering why I chose the mongrel, right? Because it's what I am, and I'm not ashamed of it. Not anymore. Besides, even my pure-blood pups have more in common with me than the lords and ladies up on high. None of them were well-bred. Hell, some of their mothers were cast out after a spot of fun, same as mine. Story old as time, and one we're sick of hearing, which is why we took up arms. Not that we mean to hold hold all the blue bloods to account. Some have done right by us, I'll allow, like them in Salinarte. But enough talk. Your friend's still rotting in a cell. Let's not keep him waiting. Now that all the players are assembled, Hilda is eager to get on with it. We've been working in secret to undermine the Holy See and the high houses, that much I'll acknowledge. But this nonsense about us throwing wide the gates for the heretics is just that, nonsense. If not you, then who? You Temple Knights, of course, reckoned it was your beloved Sir Americ's doing it first, but then I heard how he lost his head. My next best guess would be the Heaven's Ward. That way they'd have the perfect excuse to go door to door through the broom, slaughter the heretics and their sympathizers in one fell swoop. But the Heaven's Ward scheme did not account for Lady Iceheart's intervention, so they have been forced to improvise. A fine bloody mess, ain't it? But the die is cast, so what's the plan? We must divert the attention of the high houses away from the city, and to do that we need the cooperation of your allies in their service. And what makes you think I have friends in high places? You'd be fools not to. Given your goals, lowborn knights are ideal recruits. Rare is the man eager to die for a cause he does not hold dear, but need not come to that this day. If they and their fellow knights are deployed afield to deal with a new threat, a massing of heretics, for example, then they will be unable to join in the defense of the vault. Huh, spread false reports of an attack to get them out of harm's way, you mean? The city will not soon forget the heretics' last assault. If the high houses believe another attack is imminent, they will have no choice but to act. Can it be done? Well, yeah, it could be done. Can we trick them into living in ishgard? Aye. Can we keep them out for long? Not bloody likely. Make sure you're ready. You're ready before I send word, because you won't get a second chance at this. And as a side, to the vault, the Archbishop must be held to account. And the Lord Commander granted his liberty. Hearken to me, everyone. We have two objectives. Rescue Sir Americ and apprehend the Archbishop. We will therefore divide our forces into two parties. Lord Hoshfront, Estinian, and Alpha and I will make ready to breach the underground goal and search for the Lord Commander. We will not move, however, until the second party has entered the vault. I speak of your party, Warrior of Light. For this plan to succeed, you will need to fight your way into the highest levels of the vault, even unto the Archbishop's private chambers. When the Heaven's Ward realizes what you intend, they will fly to their master's side, leaving only a token force to guard the goal. Temple Knights loyal to our cause have already secured the entrance to the vault. Once you are within, they will signal to us. If all goes to plan, we shall rejoin you with Sir Americ and confront the Archbishop together. Is everyone clear as to their duties? And let us do what must needs be done. Dun, dun, dun. The others are in position. I will send word once you and your party have entered. Okay, time. We'll do the vault, and that's where and then after that we'll call it a night. Yes, I can fly here. Just a fairly welcome change, to be honest. I was not expecting that to pop so quickly, but pop it did. Every time I try and go do a fate, it was like, yeah, no, we're not going to get to finish. God, it's been forever since I've done this. Just like everything I wanted to use it on died. And we're not going to group them. There we go. Now we're grouping them together. Ow! Yep, beat him. Come on. Come on. Nothing good in either in that chest, unfortunately. Well, sometimes there's gear, sometimes there's not, but it's just like, if there's gear, it might be useful. So you might as well try picking it up. It's not like my gear is exactly the most up-to-date. I don't remember which one's really supposed to die first. I know one of them is.
I'll cut you to pieces! I will not yield to you! I have the power! Down with you!
I meant to get out of that and I just didn't.
Down with you!
We'll meet again. I know we will, unfortunately. Well, he's going to start out big.
Filthy rats!
Usually there's a chest right down there, but I didn't see it.
Be on with you! And now the final curtain! This shall be a mercy. You disgust me. Sickness must be purged. Be done with you.
This is where I wish I wasn't a melee.
Sickness must be purged.
And those are really his voice lines.
Our power! How can this be? Fall back! Father, please!
We were not too late, my friend.
That voice just grated in my ears a little bit.
Why must you do this, Father? Nidhogg is fallen. There is no need for further deception. Now is the time to renounce the lies which led us down this path. To start anew!
And tear down the very pillars of our society? Our history, our values, everything we have built over 1,000 years? A fool to the last. out!
Holy shit. So that's how it happened. I know he died, but I'd never actually watched this. But I mean, he was a steadfast ally. I'm saddened by this loss, but right now I'm having a hard time getting over his voice actor.
Awaits.
Lord Orchefort!
You are unharmed? Forgive me. I could not bear the thought of... Oh, do not look at me so. A smile better suits a hero.
Let's finish this quest up. I know not what to say. The others, they are gathered at Fort Tom's Manor. Well, into Fort Tom's Manor we will go. The others are, please enter.
Don't. Please. A knight lives to serve, to protect, to sacrifice. There is no greater calling.
There's also no greater loss than a parent losing a child.
Leave me to mourn and give chase. For my son, and for the nation he loved. Go!
His sacrifice shall not be forgotten.
My son.
Okay. I could not stand there in silence, but when all others had forsaken us, Lord Hoshron took us in, our beacon of hope in a world of darkness. He did his utmost to raise our spirits so that we might face our troubles with courage, with conviction. So we might face them as knights. Okay, well, I know who we're raiding. We're going to raid Rock Was Taken. Good friend of ours. When we move over, go ahead and copy and paste this message into chat. We'll be back tomorrow night where we'll be finishing up Pokemon. I'll stream it as long as necessary, but we will finish it tomorrow night. So I know we just have the one gym and then the Elite Four. So, till tomorrow, I hope you all have one for the rest of your day.